Sasha Martinengo.
Storming down the pit lane.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time on balls.co.za.
Balls Visual Radio. And, the man is trackside at the moment, but we managed to steal a couple of minutes of his time, and that is the one and only Gary Formato. And we're talking Formula One. Gary, I got to say, I know that Michael Schumacher was a little bit cross with Bruno Senna, but he didn't have to go and burn down the garage.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. Both those incidents for Williams are unfortunate. I mean, Schumacher, I personally think he could have avoided it. But yes, the big thing was, of course, after that fantastic victory, that fire in the garage at Williams was unbelievable. And, fuel caught to life, which we all know at motor racing there's a lot of it around. Luckily people weren't seriously hurt. I think one of their crew members is in hospital, but a very lucky escape for a lot of people. Well,
it's just incredible how everybody got together. I mean, I've seen some extraordinary photographs. People from Red Bull, people from Ferrari, people from Caterham, people from Force India. Everyone just getting in there to try and save what was left of the Williams garage. Apparently, Bruno Senna's car is completely destroyed.
Well, I actually saw a picture of that. I don't know if you have, but you can actually see that, yes, the car is, burnt quite badly. A very sad situation for Williams. It's believed to have been caused by the GEARZ the system. Who knows at this point in time exactly what it was, but just so lucky for him. But I mean, a picture that I saw of Pastor Maldonado carrying his young cousin.
Yeah, wow.
In a cast on his leg, a broken leg, obviously. I mean, the guy just won a Grand Prix. There he is, being a hero for the second time in a day. So that was an unbelievable photo for me.
That is a brilliant photograph. Let's just put this in perspective. Perhaps maybe you didn't watch the Grand Prix. Not that this was on the Grand Prix, but after the Grand Prix, after Williams had won, a fuel leak or GEARZ fire started in the Williams garage and basically incinerated the whole place. Quite a few people had smoke inhalation. But as Gary mentioned, I think there's only one who's in hospital, and hopefully it'll be a full recovery. That happened after the race. But Gary, and I know you're at Swartkorps at the moment, you're going to go get ready to test your Ford ST for the next meeting. What a season we are having. It is so extraordinary. And to have what we had on Sunday in Spain, a victory for Williams after 8 years, and a young guy who's only in his 24th Grand Prix, Pastor Maldonado, you couldn't have written the script even if you were doing fantasy.
No, you couldn't have. And as you said, it's been extraordinary. I mean, the Williams team, that win for them is just something that is so needed at this point in time. That they are one of the great teams in Formula One. You look at stats, the amount of Grand Prix championships they've won. It's really been lean for them. And, the car looks really good right now. The team has done a great job at getting there. And Pastor Maldonado, yesterday he just won his first Grand Prix. You said 24 races. I mean, how long did it take Nico Rosberg to win a race? Who spent a couple of years at Williams.
Correct.
And I'm happy for Maldonado. And the reason I was so happy is because I think he's now shaken that pay driver tag. We all know he arrived there with a lot of money to get that seat. And there are a lot of people asking questions saying, well, perhaps you've got to pay your drivers, get the drivers. But this guy's won Grand Prix. And you know what? Look back in the history of F1, guys like Niki Lauda, so forth, paid their way into F1. They became world champions. It could be the case for Maldonado.
Well, listen, I mean, if he continues on this way, the beautiful thing about this drive as well, Gary, I mean, he was pushed pretty hard by Fernando Alonso. He didn't put a wheel wrong. Nothing flustered him. He had a bit of a problem in the pit lane as well with the Williams team. Lost a couple of seconds, but held his nerve. And I think for someone, first ever Venezuelan, they've declared a national holiday in Venezuela. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Considering Hugo Chavez, the president, is the one who's funding him, a pretty incredible gesture.
Unbelievable. And I think it's great for the country. And, after the Edwin Valero, I think now Chavez has got another great Venezuelan sports hero. So, it's, I think, really just looking up. And it's great that it's Formula One. I mean, although it's Formula One, it's massive around the world. And it's a very proud day for them. I mean, and it just shows you, it's gonna create opportunities for a lot of other Venezuelans as well. There are a couple of guys in GP2 at the moment. Those sort of funds are going to open up, and you'll probably see a couple more guys actually coming through after Maldonado's win.
I think it was an extraordinary result. I'll talk about it a little bit later on as well, Gary, but I know you're pretty busy there. I want to know your thoughts on the Michael Schumacher-Bruno Senna incident going into turn one. Michael Schumacher now been given a 5-place penalty for an unavoidable accident. Is that how you saw it?
Actually, to be honest with you, Sasha, and I've been a great Schumacher fan and great Schumacher supporter, but that to me was an unfortunate move. So Schumacher should have seen his way around it. You know, Senna wasn't all the ties, and those are the kind of things that a 7 times world champion should anticipate. He didn't. I've got a feeling it's the beginning of the end. He scored 2 points, 5 races. His teammates won a race. If something doesn't change drastically, I don't think we're going to see Schumacher next year.
Yeah, I must say, I have the same sentiment. Unfortunately, it just somehow seems that everything's sort of piling against him, and with these younger guys coming through, it doesn't leave a lot of hope. Gary, final thoughts, not this weekend, next weekend, the Monaco Grand Prix, one of the most special. We've had 5 winners from 5 different races, and incredibly, we haven't had a victory from Webber. We haven't had a victory from Lewis Hamilton. And we haven't had a victory from Kimi Räikkönen. So I mean, we could be 6 from 6.
Well, it definitely could be. Look, I really feel that Hamilton is owed a win. I think he's been driving outstandingly well for the entire season. The races haven't gone with him with regards to the tyre choice and the strategies. This last weekend with the penalty was really worked against him, but he drove a fantastic race. So yes, in Monaco, Hamilton is quick around. But I'm going to take a sneaky bet. I'm going to bet on Maldonado taking 2 back-to-back. I think I'm going to get great odds on that one. He's been fantastic around Monaco, and everything is driven there. And who knows? That may be the biggest surprise of the year. I don't know.
Listen, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we've watched him there in GP2 win. Also, we've seen the Williams, even in its pretty tough, lean years over the last 8 years, has always been quick around Monaco. So don't discount Williams next weekend. But I do agree. I think Lewis Hamilton's going to bounce back in a huge, huge way.
Yeah.
Listen, Gary, always great to speak to you, my friend. Enjoy your testing this afternoon. Let us know how it goes.
Thanks, Sasha. Thanks for the check.
All right, cheerio. There we go. Gary Formato, our Formula 1 analyst, right here on GEARZ, talking about the Spanish Grand Prix.
GEARZ on bulls.co.za with Sasha Martinengo.
He's kept himself out of trouble.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.